Big shout out to Atlas Coffee Club for sponsoring today's video. You guys know how much I love coffee, and trying new ones from all around the globe only enriches the experience. Atlas Coffee Club has me covered with over 50 countries around the world in their roster. Every single country has a unique and delicious flavor profile to discover, with notes like honey, blueberry, and chocolate, all the way to marshmallow, nougat, and more. You can also trust that the coffee is specialty grade and within the top 1% of the world's best for quality. Their subscription is tailored to you, so you can choose what roast type to get, your preferred brewing method, and it's also super flexible, so you can skip or cancel at any time. Each month you'll get an amazing coffee from a new country with a postcard and a coffee country card detailing that particular roast's history. What's cool about Atlas Coffee Club is that they prioritize sustainability, meaning that they pay above fair trade prices and have relationships and projects that are making the coffee world even better. To top it all off, their prices are super fair, and you can get 50% off plus free shipping when you go to atlascoffeeclub.com/MelReads. Today is readathon day, and let me tell you what's gonna happen today. So as you guys would know, I do monthly readathons with my Patreons, and this weekend we have got a 48-hour event. However, I'm gonna be vlogging for 24 hours, attempting to maximize my reading, just having a good old cozy time. And we are going to start out the morning before sprint start with going to the deli, because readathons really for me are the perfect time to go out, grocery shop a little bit, and buy a few things that I can munch on during the weekend that I don't necessarily have to make myself, and that is low effort, but that it's still, you know, like real food. That's also the other thing. Gonna be mood reading the entire weekend. I also just realized I said the entire weekend, but what I mean is for the next 24 hours. But yes, let's grab everything and let's leave. We are back. Hello. Honestly, going to the deli has got to be one of my favorite experiences ever. I love seeing what new things they have, and a lot of the things I want sometimes are out of stock, but today was a really good day. They had a lot of things, so let me walk you through a little haul. I've never done like a grocery haul, but embracing my lifestyle girly today. So the very first thing we got was some pita bread, because I do have some hummus. I wanted some good pita bread to have with that. Palitroques? What do you guys call this in the US? Like breadsticks? I don't know what you call these, but these are really good, and I got a garlic flavor because garlic is superior. Got that stinky bread, but got that good food in. So it's fantastic. Got some Baby Bell cheese, the Gouda kind, because this is my favorite. Also got some queso manchego because I did get these jamon serrano and chorizo iberico because I am dying for a really good sandwich on this bread. I don't know which bread I'm gonna use, but I got these in the queso manchego and the Gouda cheese because I think it's gonna make for a really good sandwich either on a baguette. And I also got this bread. What type of bread is this? I'm not sure. Oh wait, Huesca? I think it might be Huesca bread. So got this, got some Mexican dip, cheese sandwiches, and then I got a Kinder Bueno because superior chocolate. Also got some popcorn because I was running out of popcorn. And we're just gonna grab a Pyrex, and I'm just gonna put all of the bread up here because it's fresh. So I don't want to throw this in the fridge just yet. So I have to put this in a place where the cats can't reach, which is hard in and out of itself. So instead of having this on display like I would like, you can see Vin right there. She wants to go for the kill. Yeah, she's gonna try and bite it. And before I show you guys exactly what I'm gonna be reading as the first book, I need to give the cats food. So they're clearly very excited about it because they're just taking over. Hi, cattails everywhere. I thought I knew what I was gonna start with. I kind of had an idea. And then Liv and I were talking about graphic novels and graphic novels that just feel very fall. And I'm gonna start with one of those graphic novels. So I think I am going to start out with a Pumpkinheads. It was available on Libby. I'm literally borrowing it right now. I'm gonna send that to my Kindle app and we're gonna start that. So let's get into our very first book of the readathon, and I'll update you probably once I finish this, but I'm very excited because I've heard really great things about Pumpkinheads. I'm here with the baby, and I finished Pumpkinheads. Hello. Finished it, and It was very good, it was very cute, but at the same time, it ended so abruptly. So yes, we follow these super close friends. They work at the pumpkin patch together. They do so every single year. And this is a super cozy space. Obviously, they've got a bunch of autumnal food and events and maces, and it's all very cozy, spooky. So the ambience itself for the graphic novel was fantastic. And so these two are kind of making the most out of their very last day at the pumpkin patch because they are going off to college and they won't be able to make it every Halloween in the same way that they have been present for the past few years. And so one of the things they really want to get done is get Josiah his girl. She's a girl he's never talked to before, but one that he's always felt sort of connected to. And this is a whole mission because this girl is like on the other side of the pumpkin patch. They can't find her. Whenever they get quote unquote close, they're not really close because she's left that place. And then Deja is constantly wanting to stop for some false snack. So it's very chaotic and it was all sort of abrupt. So despite being super cozy and feeling and despite being super cute, when we get to the end, I found that it could have done more, and my graphic novel literally said, "You're at 89%. As soon as I hit 90%, it was done. I was expecting to have another 11%, so that was an abrupt ending. Definitely like 3-star vibes. So now for the next book, I am going to pick up, one second please. We have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I've heard really great things about this. Don't know what it's about. I know it's pitched as like a historical fantasy romance. I think I could be completely wrong. So we're going to start this, try it out, and let's just hope that the vibes are good with this one. Oh my god. I finished Half a Soul and I'm so glad I read this. Today is day 2 of the readathon. I have about 4 hours left, and just given how this week has been going, I definitely needed something very comforting and something that would bring me a good level of joy, and this definitely did. It delivered on all of the Regency vibes. It is fantasy romance, but the romance part of it is also very light. It's flirty, it's comedic, it is very subtle, and I think it obviously pairs very well with the time period and everything that the book explored in such a short amount of pages. I thought was really, really well done. We have our main character Dora, and she has half a soul, and because she has half a soul, she doesn't feel emotions in the same way that her peers do. Because of it, she is looked down upon societally by her family, and it provides a lot of feelings of inadequacy. However, as the story goes along, she continues to find strength in being who she is, and I love how the people she meets throughout the book continue to empower that as well, and they continue to reinforce that there is strength in being straightforward, in being very communicative, and in not being afraid of saying things as they are. And so I love how she found people that are incredibly supportive and incredibly loving, and our love interest in this is Elias. My inclination is to say Elias. It could be Elias, it could be Elias, it could be Elias. I don't exactly know. However, he is a magician, and although the magic system is not incredibly fleshed out in this, I genuinely don't think it needed to be, because it wasn't necessary to further progress the story. But everything he did with his magic, the way that he moved from a very sort of sour persona to this man who is still very sour towards everybody else, but is a giant sort of teddy bear in a way with her, and how they fall in love and everything progresses was just so freaking phenomenal. I absolutely love the both of them. There is a fairy element to this, and I love how the fairy were portrayed because they were cruel and wicked, and the way their court operates is very different from the human world. And so I really loved the distinction between the two, because the energy, the vibe was just very different. And so I think she really nailed both things. The book is only 239 pages, so I genuinely loved how short it was. I love how to the point it was, but it developed everything the way it needed to. There is also the exploration of trauma in times of war and how that affects people and how that forms these deep bonds and directly affects how people interact with each other. I I love how it brought elements of real world, real life into this, but never in a way that felt heavy, but in a way that allowed itself to explore that. And so I think she really found the medium here to explore all of these nuanced conversations, but do it in a very cozy fantasy way. Listen, this was exactly what I needed. I gave it 5 stars. I think Dora is one of my favorite new protagonists, and Elias just absolutely stole my heart. Also, while we are here, let me show you something I got in the mail, which is very exciting to me. Don't know how exciting it is to other people, but I ended up buying a bunch of coloring books because I really love listening to audiobooks, but I find myself just staring either at nothing or at the book as I listen to it. And so I want to give myself something to do beyond word searching or sudoku. So I bought some coloring books. Let me just show you. So I bought this horror one. It was really the cover that did it for me, but it's got these really really cool illustrations of cats as part of like horror movies. So we've got like the Ouija board right there. It's so random, but I love it. Then I bought a cottagecore coloring book, and this just has all of like the cozy cottagecore vibes, obviously. Got this one for cute stuff, and it's got just, you know, a bunch of like aesthetically pleasing things to color in. I think this one is my second favorite. So it's just got a bunch of cupcakes. It's the way I'm gonna go off tonight with the coloring, and I'm very excited. I got Secret Worlds, which this one is my favorite out of all of them. I think, again, very cozy, but very elaborate as well. So I think there will be some nice color play in these ones. And last but not least, I got a creepy kawaii one because those cozy like pastel vibes. Yes, very into it. And also I have a Fairy Loot unboxing to do with you guys. This is the September adult box. So let us crack this open and see what we have here. So the theme is small town secrets. And oh, right, this doesn't bring anything but the book. I was like reading the back of it and I was like, what am I reading again? So let us see the book. I did see it was Adrian Young. Oh, these edges. Oh my God, wait a damn second. So this is Spells for Forgetting by Adrian Young. I know this is the author of Fable. Oh, okay, so we've got a signed book plate, but I've never read anything by Adrian Young. But look at this. Ooh, we've got some, ooh, let's see what we have at the back. Oh my God, that is pretty. And then we've got some foiling in the front. Emery Blackwood's life was forever changed on the eve of her high school graduation when the love of her life, August Salt, was accused of murdering her best friend Lily. Is this a fantasy mystery? What is this? She'd once dreamt of running away with August, eager to escape the misty remote shores of Saoirse Island and chase new dreams together. Now she is doing what her teenage self swore she never would, living a quiet existence among this tight-knit community steeped in folklore and tradition, ruled by the seasons and ancient superstitions. I love the rhyme. I love it. But when August returns after 14 years to bury his mother's ashes, Emery must confront her first love and the reason he left so abruptly. But the town wants August gone again, and as the island begins to show signs of strange happenings, the emergence of deep betrayals and hidden promises threatens to reveal the truth behind Lily's death once and for all. Love everything about the cover and what they did with the edges and the end papers. So thanks, Fairy Loot, for this. Sounds cool. So now it's time to pick up the next book, and I think we're gonna start a poetry collection that was recommended by one of my best friends because I was telling her how I was tired of all of these poetry collections, like speaking about relationships and like boyfriends and love, which, listen, it's good sometimes, but I feel like every collection is plagued by it. So she recommended I read Yesterday I Was the Moon. So we're gonna start it and we're gonna see if it's any good because I've never heard of this before, but hopefully it'll do the trick. Let me say something real quick because I just finished the poetry book I started and that was not it. I gave it 2 stars and it was really disappointing because I was genuinely expecting to walk into something super introspective and just with a lot of great thought. I found that the poetry collection just fell into what a lot of other collections fall to, which is just the quotable Instagram sort of poetry where it's just a bunch of words put together trying to be deeper than it actually is. And while I do find some poems to have been good and I did connect to some things, I think overall the way the collection was constructed, it was just a bunch of different poems that were saying the exact same thing, just worded differently. And it struck me as odd and super uncomfortable to read about anxiety being described as, so if you know these things aren't that big or not that important or not that scary, then like, why are you letting it affect you? And I'm like, because it's easier said than done. And I found that it fell into this preachy area of like, it's up to you to be happy. It is a choice to do this. Don't be anxious. Be happy. Beat that trauma so that you're not constantly triggered. And listen, it could be okay to say those things if it was actually fleshed out in a way that felt meaningful, but it was all very surface level and it was just very, very uncomfortable. Just so you get an idea, let me read this something very quick to you. Things like, accept change. It doesn't happen often for most of us. Be kind, for this is something a lot of people can never be. It literally feels like keep calm and carry on. Just a bunch of baseless words, I felt like, and that's so sad to say because I genuinely wanted to love it. It was recommended by one of my best friends, but it simply did not make sense to me. So that was a bummer. I was not expecting it to be like that. That being said though, I am starting a new graphic novel. Oh, you can't even see that. That's bright. A new graphic novel. I'm starting Mooncakes, which I've heard really great things about. So we're about to pop in a vinyl and we're about to sit down, cozy up, and read.
We've got one sleepy cat in the mix. All right, baby, are you ready to read the Veen?
Silk Sonic, Harry's house. Silk Sonic, Harry's house. Mooncakes was so cute. So I read and I finished Mooncakes, and this is still too bright. You'd think I'd learn. Here we are, finished Mooncakes about like 20 minutes ago or so. It is currently 8:48, so we're well past. I told myself my stopping point was gonna be 3 p.m. So we're, 5 hours out, but it's fine. We have our two main characters, Tam and Nova. Nova is a witch and then Tam is a werewolf, and the two were childhood friends and then they were estranged, and now they are back and better than ever, and they have to solve a mystery of a demon that is trying to possess Tam because of his werewolf powers, but also his werewolf powers are the only thing that can defeat this demon. And so they go on this whole investigative journey to try and figure out how to defeat the demon. And then we also have these really cute passive moments of Tam and Nova's relationship, them getting together romantically, and I loved that so much. Also just the atmosphere of this. I don't think I've ever seen an atmosphere quite as perfect as in this graphic novel. It literally is the perfect fall graphic novel. You've got all of these witchy books and you've got a bookstore that is super cozy. You've got black cats, you've got potions and magic spells and wands, and Nova's grandmothers were absolutely hilarious. I loved them so much. They are a sapphic couple, and when I tell you I loved those two so much and their relationship and their dynamic, at one point they were like, should we go investigate this demon? And then the other one goes, thought you never asked. So I loved seeing them have such a prominent role and part in the graphic novel, because I just thought they'd be in the background and like call it a day, but they were active players in this and they were main characters, and I loved it so much. So wholesome. There were parts of it, and I think that's just a standard with graphic novels, some parts of it that do feel a little bit rushed, but I think overall the illustrations were gorgeous. Some of the best I've seen in graphic novels, to be honest. Everything was so incredibly detailed. The color scheme was beautiful. The illustration style was just stunning in general. And so as far as the art style goes, absolutely loved every second of it. And the story itself was like super cozy, and it just brought a smile to my face with every single page. So loved it, would definitely recommend. And that's it. That's me reading for 24 hours. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up down below. If you reached the end of the video, let's leave a scissor emoji down in the comments for half a soul, which was definitely the favorite thing I read today. And if you have read any of these books, let me know that in the comments. And also just let me know, what are you currently reading? What did you maybe start or finish this weekend? Do let a girl know. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you want more content, and hit the Patreon down below if you want more exclusive content. As always, we have a book club, a Discord server, exclusive videos, live shows, posts, just all of it. Content galore, if I do say so myself. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye!